And one of the comments is this a tribute to Jim Henson? And it's like, he did pass, but this is in the book. And I was like 99% sure Tiny Tim passes away in the story. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Pointless Discourse with myself, Hoppocalypse, and Itisdpayne.
It's Marley and Marley. Oh, it's Hop and Itisdpayne. our souls are painted black. That song was sung a lot growing up.
That was the one that stuck with your family the most?
My mom sang it a lot to us. And I don't know. And then as we got older, like I wanted to sing the one that like the one that the Ghost of Christmas Present sings. By the fire, find love feels like Christmas.
Is it the It Feels Like Christmas? I'm looking at the soundtrack.
Yeah, It Feels Like Christmas. Okay. So Hop has heard me say multiple times about different random things. We were talking about it yesterday. I watched Muppets Christmas Carol. That is what we were talking about today. A ton. It's just like one of my earliest Christmas movies I know that I watched, and my mom was like, this is our Christmas tradition. And even now, whatever brother watches it first, if we remember, we'll take like a picture and send it to the rest of the brothers. So let's see, hold on, I should be able to bring it up here.
Did you win this year?
Yeah, let's see. I can't show that because that's my brother doing military things. It is
Secrets.
It is literally the.
It's focusing. Oh, the song you were singing.
Yeah. It was a blurry picture. Which fun little thing about me is like, because the Muppets Christmas Carol was my introduction to the Christmas Carol. I always thought it was what was it, Jacob and what are they? I'm trying to find it real quick.
The pair of Marleys.
Jacob and Robert Marley. For the longest time, I thought it was always two. I always thought it was two people, like in that scene, until it was like I watched later adaptations and learned about it more. But growing up, like all the things like Fozziwig, I thought that was his actual name, which is really close to the original thing. It's like not Fozziwig, but it's like Fuzzywig or something like that.
Oh, so it was close enough.
It's close. Yeah. Yes.
It's much closer than what they did in Treasure Island when we watched that.
Treasure Island didn't try. But we must congratulate Hop because she watched the 32-hour extended version.
Yeah, I might have slept through 30 hours of it because I only remember a 2-hour movie, but I'll see. But Itisdpayne is the one that was well researched this time around. He went and read the book. He's watched it every year for... How many years do you think you've been watching the Muppets Christmas Carol?
That's...
As long as you can remember.
Yeah, at least 30.
Whereas this is my first time watching it.
Yes. Before we get too far, though, I did tell you I had a very important and special piece of information.
Yes.
That, and it's also... I don't know if it's an announcement, but it's like a little bit celebratory. This is our 300th episode of Pointless Discourse.
Time flies.
Yeah.
I still remember when we were just organizing it and then trying to live stream it.
Yeah.
And then our audience going, why are you ignoring me?
I still have that, like, alert. Like, if you type in ! podcast, unless I found it and turned it off, which... I don't care. It literally comes up with that whole thing of, hey, we're not ignoring you. We're recording a podcast, yada, yada, yada. And then, there's an iteration on that it could have been where it would have just been live. And then it probably would have ended about 2, 3 years ago.
I wonder whose fault that would have been.
Probably mine. I probably would have said something racist. because I am the color of next year.
I thought you were just gonna say I am racist, and I was gonna be like, "This is how I find out."
What's that song? Everyone's a little bit racist.
Wait, I don't think I'm aware of that.
Oh, my brothers and their friends used to sing it. I don't know.
Is it like a South Park thing, perhaps?
No, no, it's like it's a comedian.
Okay.
Let's see.
But yes, while he's looking that up, if anyone hasn't looked up I think it's the UK Pantone color of the year, Pantone, for 2026. Yeah, it's giving, oof.
It's by a group called Avenue Q. Why does that
Oh,
sound familiar?
aren't they the puppets?
I thought I saw puppets. Hey, thematic. Yeah, those are puppets. It's a...
I haven't watched it myself. But I'm familiar. Like, saying that name, I'm like, I can imagine.
I heard the name, but I don't know much about them. But yeah. But no, this is the 300th episode. Yeah. What our very first episode, what was it?
Childhood books? Movies?
I'll agree, but I don't remember.
There was a childhood something.
Yeah, because like our first like 7 to 10 episodes were childhood thing. Oh, hold up. I had the Pointless Discourse folder here that has the first... Oh, never mind. That's up to 70. Nope, I don't have...
Yeah, I had to delete a lot for space on my PC. So.
I still have a lot of audio files on here. Of the horror bracket. Let's see. If I open up this... That's Steam. There's Paint. There's Chrome. Yeah, so while I'm bringing this up, I guess this is a good announcement. This is our final episode of
our 12 directors of 2025.
Yes.
And we know that there's still one more Monday in the year, correct?
Correct.
When this airs.
Yes.
So with that extra Monday, we're using it to come up with silly little awards to give out to the many movies we watched this year. So
Yeah,
we
right.
didn't.
It was childhood movies.
Yes. I just remember us looking up clips of the movie you liked. Like, I don't know why that's a formative memory, because, what was it, The Thief and the...
Oh, The Cobbler and the Thief?
The Cobbler and the Thief.
Wow, you remember better than I do.
I've had friends go, "Can you please remember less?" And I'm like, certain things just stick in my head. But, yeah, so we started off this year right away with the movies. So we'll have watched like 51 movies, and then we're going to have our little award show. So far, our categories, they're mostly finalized. They're going to have to be soon. But
we haven't touched these things since we put them in
when we came up with the idea. Yeah.
Yeah, what was it, like August, September, somewhere around there?
That sounds about right. Because because this is a 5 Monday month, and you're like, when you're looking at the movie options.
Yeah. Which, as we said, probably would have changed stuff around, but I think it is, for everything that we did, I think it's fun to go back and look back at what we remember fondly, and everything. Oh, that also reminds me, because speaking about research and everything, I looked up why in Muppets Treasure Island, why was the Bible such a big deal in there. And I remember reading this in the book, but in the moment I forgot. It's made a much bigger deal in the book because they rip out a page of Revelation, and the sin that they give Long John Silver is kind of what is on the page of Revelation, and it's like they quote it in there. I remember I looked it up. Let's see if I type in the black spot.
Oh, Black Spot Treasure Island, yeah.
Yeah. Because
So those are you're saying
Yes.
those are things that are like from the book, not
Yes.
Muppetified.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
from the book, and they pretty much. So here's the quote of it. Yeah. So it's the words on the back of the black spot for given the Long John Silver was from Revelation, and it's an allusion to the mark of the beast and the Last Judgment. And the quote from the book is, sorry, it was around the size of a crown piece. One side was blank, for it was the last leaf, and it contained the verse or two of Revelation. These words among the rest, which struck sharply home upon my mind, without our dogs and murderers, and printed on the side had been, and the printed side had been blackened with wood ash, which already began to come off as soil on my fingers. On the blank side had been written the same material as the one word, deposed. And so it's like, one, black spot was already like bad omen. It was pretty much just doing that, and the fact that they're like took it out of the Bible, which already was like at that time with how important religion was and its political and societal importance. Like it was just like all these things built up into one, and it was just like, yeah. I looked it up because I was like, I do wonder why. Was there something cultural? And it was like, no, it was just like in a revelation, and like it was just
It connected
yeah.
through line.
It connects a lot more in the book, but they don't bring it up in the movie.
Yeah, because I think the Treasure Island movie, and you kind of mentioned it, or you did this before we started recording, but when it comes to the adaptation of that versus Christmas Carol, oh yeah, we have the trivia to talk about later.
Yes.
But the Treasure Island one was definitely Muppetified to the point where I was like, look,
It's a parody.
yeah, and I was extremely overstimulated, and I did make the joke about falling asleep during the 32-hour extended cut version, but I did drift off a few points at Christmas Carol because I was pretty tired going into it just because I had a long day. And
It's much calmer.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Treasure Island, if I wanted to fall asleep, I couldn't because too much was happening on the screen. I know this was and I was like, maybe Christmas Carol will be the same way. But no, it's a Christmas Carol.
Yeah. So, and there's a bunch of little bits and bobs in there. But sorry, I cut you off while you were explaining our award show.
Yeah, just that we have different prompts that so to look out for that will be, again, kind of like reminiscent of our earlier episodes, like you mentioned when we first started, where a lot goofier, a lot less serious, a lot less critical thinking. And that's okay. That'll be nice to do as we wrap up the year.
And then we have books the following week.
And then that into even more movies, but that is going to be a random wheel where instead of us watching the same exact movie, we're just both going to be given the same prompt and go forth.
Yeah, so now we can only blame ourselves for the choices we make.
So I think those are the major announcements. Those are the upcoming episodes and what to expect from us. Oh yeah, and did I showed you before recording, right? But I guess I'll say, like, I guess in the comments or reviews, this is coming out Christmas time, so feel free to let us know if you got yourself anything nice this Christmas. I got myself my first tattoo, and if you're a video listener, it's on the screen. And I'm bringing it up because it's itchy and I can't scratch it.
Yes, this is coming out Christmas Eve. 3 days before Christmas, the 22nd.
No. It's Christmas Eve.
That's what I said. Christmas Eve.
Yeah, not the 22nd. Just like the 24th is not the 23rd.
Oh, yeah, 23rd. Yeah, whatever. Dates are dumb. I'll be on a boat.
Spoilers.
We're on the island in the sun.
Look, you can start your own rat cruise on your...
If I see a rat on the cruise that isn't the Disney mouse, I said too much. Anyway.
Like, by the time this is out...
Yeah, if you when this comes out, and if you're listening to this on a Disney cruise that left a certain location in Florida, I am on that boat somewhere. Don't find me. Or do. It'd be really funny. That's one of the things, like, always when I go to some of these cons, just like when I used to go to a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But because I think a little bit with PAX Unplugged, like, not that I'm expecting to get noticed, but it's always like the thought of, like, I do a lot of TTRPGs and I know people, like, I don't know who sees stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what I'll do if some random person comes up to me, which I did have that happen at a Halloween party, actually, this year. Me and the the frequent listener, we went to John and Elizabeth, who were on the podcast last year. They had a Halloween party, and I go in there, and I'm just, like, introducing myself to some people I didn't know, and they're like, wait a second, are you Itisdpayne? Yes. Why? He's like, oh, I saw you do blah, 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 the Call of Cthulhu and all this other stuff, and I'm like, oh. I'm sorry? She's like, no, I like... I'm like, oh, whatever. So, yeah, it's one of those things I'm like, I don't know how to...
How to approach this.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks. Peasant? No.
Look,
yeah.
just call him Bob Crackshit and get it over with.
Bah, humbug.
So, that is my attempt at a segue. Are you ready to roll dice to dive into Muppet Christmas Carol?
Mm-hmm.
Holding it like a Yu-Gi-Oh character.
Yeah. I will place this in attack mode. I was about to throw it like this, but I'm going to lose it. Aw.
Is it your turn to give a summary?
Unless you rolled terribly.
Oh, so the dice do not make this a 50-50 split. Not even close.
No.
Not even close. All right. Well, I rolled a 7.
I rolled a 2.
Okay.
So, yeah, what is the final... Oh, that's my budget sheet. Where is the final count? Let's see. We're in the 20s.
We do have the same first digit for the number of times that we've given a summary for a movie.
Yeah. Let's see. It's only 7 apart, so...
Could be worse.
Yeah, it's only 2 months.
But so, yes, so we rolled dice. They were 12-sided dice. We went with the 12-sided dice since we watched 12 different directors. This was our final director and our final episode in the series. And for I will be giving a brief summary of the movie, and then D-Payne will kick it off with some questions that have no spoilers attached to them. Granted, this is a story. When was Christmas Carol published? Is it 1600s? Is it older than that?
1843.
Oh, I thought Charles Dickens was a lot older than he was.
Nope.
But yeah, so then we'll get into Spoiler Town, but you'll be warned plenty ahead of time. So yeah, a summary of Christmas Carol. I think everybody knows what this story is. Is that safe to assume? I guess
No.
not. Imagine if you were so greedy that ghosts told you everyone hates you.
Yeah.
And there's consequences to your actions.
I forget. I think I saw like a TikTok that were just like, the Christmas Carol is just a story where the dead bullies an old rich man for being greedy.
Yeah. As it should be.
Yeah. But this one has music.
This one has a little bit of singing and a little bit of fourth wall breaking.
A lot of fourth wall breaking. That's like maybe a quarter of the whole script.
It's me, Charles Dickens.
No, you're not.
Prove it. I know the story like the back of my head.
Yes. It's like, yeah, prove it. Well, I got a mole here. No, the story.
Yes, but it is very cute. I do think the way it's set up is great for kids, with still being true to the story.
It's great for adults. I love it still.
Yeah, but Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say about the movie. I mean, the main crux of it really is about this old man Scrooge, who you've probably heard that name used in like for someone who is grumpy and doesn't like Christmas or likes to hoard like their wealth. You have Ebenezer Scrooge, who has an employee who's doing his best but has terrible life circumstances and needs a dead guy to be like, "Hey, dude, you're doing bad things."
Mm-hmm. And this movie has two dead guys.
Yeah, but yeah, it starts off innocently where he's like, "Oh, you're ruining Christmas," and he's like, "Whatever, Christmas isn't that important." And then it, dives more into the long-term effects of his decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have some questions for me?
Yes, as soon as I find the spreadsheet. There it is. So, if this was the only movie you watched of this director, would you watch the rest of their catalog?
Yes. I think it's a very fun adaptation. The songs don't feel like they interrupt anything, and the fourth wall breaking kind of helps. I can see where it's good to have that for younger audiences, where you're like, I know that old guy said a bunch of stuff and a bunch of phrasing you might not understand, but I'm Charles Dickens.
Mm-hmm.
And give like the little summary.
Yeah. I was thinking about it today with because it's interesting to bring up the music, because I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? Why does the music fit better in Christmas Carol than it does in Treasure Island? And it's like the music in Christmas Carol, it's not just like, hey, we need to put a musical number. It is progressing and telling the story. And stuff, where it's just like all the musical things in here. It's just like the opening song is like, hey kids, here's a fun little thing, but Scrooge sucks. Like everyone hates him.
Yeah, it's kind of like The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Everybody remembers the song from that movie because it's such a fun explanation about how like terrible the Grinch is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it goes into, like, there's something in the air. It's like Kermit singing that song, and it's just the whole thing. I was like, oh, it's Christmas. Like, it's helping solidify this is Christmas time rather than just hearing that it's Christmas time. And it's just showing, like, how the whole town's together. And then the fun thing of just, like, Marley and Marley, that musical number of, like, hey, because, like, in the book, it's, like, they sit down to like have a whole conversation, and then it's just cool. Like, it's one of those things like I really like, because I never read the Christmas Carol until I this week, and I'm like, oh my goodness, why do people think horror and Christmas can't work together? Because the biggest stinking story of Christmas time that gets told in multiple different ways is literally a ghost haunting like story. There's so many more like ghosts and spirits and stuff like in the Christmas Carol original work. Like after Marley comes back and tells Scrooge like, yo bro, settle down, like you're gonna be haunted, and he's like, do I? Yeah, okay, I gotta peace out. And then he just sees all the souls of like the people who were misers and greedy and just like took advantage of people, carrying around their chains in like the city square, just like crying and moaning and all that stuff, and Scrooge is like, oh. And then they all like disappear.
But instead we get the elf.
The elf?
Yeah, because you're saying Christmas horror not working well together.
Oh, yes. Sorry, it took me a sec. I wasn't ready to do the switch.
Well, you said like Christmas horror should work together because Christmas Carol has a lot of like imagery in it. And I was like, and instead all we get is the elf and the ginger dead man.
And rare exports.
That one's not even like, I don't know. That one could be a scarier movie.
It could be. It was definitely set up to it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like just thinking of all the other music, it's just like just all there. And then there's the song that you saw that I'll save it for Spoiler Town.
Okay.
Ish. I have certain, trying to think of the right word. I have certain, I guess, thoughts of a certain song, But anyway, how much did you root for the characters? Did you root for any characters?
I think you're morally required to root for Bob Cratchit and Tiny Tim. I think
No, we gotta boost the surplus of the population, or whatever that line was.
no,
They're gonna die,
not
or-
boost, because
yeah.
he wants less people, because
Yeah.
he doesn't want to
I couldn't
help.
remember the line.
Yeah, he's saying there's too many people, therefore
Yeah.
they should all just anyway.
Yep.
Current administration. Sorry, who said that? But yeah, what will we do without the CEOs? Sorry, no, wrong, no, not what we're talking about once again.
That's Scrooged. That's Bill. From what I never seen it, but from what I understand, that's Bill Murray's take on the Christmas story.
Oh, is it really?
A Christmas Carol, yeah, where he's a CEO. I heard that one's really good. Like, it's also another very good adaptation of the Christmas Carol. I haven't watched it, but one of these days I will.
One of these days. But yes, anyway. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm always gonna root for the little guy who's trying to do his best. I guess the nephew? The nephew's a pretty chill guy.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like, come on, Uncle Scrooge, you have buckets of money. And he's like, no, I don't. He's like, literal buckets. You have so much money.
Humbug.
But, I mean, I think it's pretty cut and dry which characters are the ones that they expect the audience to go, oh, I feel bad for them, versus anything else. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have much else to add. What about you? Did you root for Rizzo the Rat?
I was gonna say him as a joke answer, but I was like, yeah.
Oh, I know. I root for the guy with his, was it boomerang pies?
Boomerang fish.
Boomerang fish, yes.
It's like, oh, fresh fish, yeah, fresh boomerang. I don't know if he calls them boomerang, but he's like, I throw them and they go and they come back to me. Hey, you want one?
Yeah, imagine you sell one and then the person throws it and you're not expecting it and it just hits you in the side of the head, like.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the pumpkins, they were getting stolen and the cart driver was like,
Yes.
stop yelling.
And it's like, I'm being stolen.
All of this is Muppet stuff. It's not important to the plot.
Nothing. Yours was Muppet stuff. Tiny Tim literally was a muffin.
A muffin. Oh, no, I mean, like,
I know.
me
Yes.
making up rooting for these characters
I know.
where they're not really, like...
How
about
I don't know. There really wasn't anyone I was actually rooting for.
It was more like feel bad for.
Yeah, it's because like I've seen it so many times that I'm just like, I'm here for vibes and I'm here for the music. Woo! So I wasn't like, I don't know, it wasn't, and I also know the story, so I'm just like, it wasn't like
nothing surprising for you, yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't like a whatever his face was. There was a lot of things I think I noticed in here, just like so that's like literally the end of the movie. So I'll wait.
All right, next question then.
All right. What grade would you give this plot?
I mean, it's the original story. Like, I mean, I know you said it's rearranged a little bit, but
It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, so like a B plus only because I did doze off, but I think that's a me problem more than story problem. How about you?
Yeah, I would give it the same, like a B, and like it's, I don't know. It's hard for me to be like, this is what I'm. Sorry, like my phone was vibrating, but nothing was coming through. It's hard for me to be like, yes, this is what the plot is, because it's like, I don't watch Muppets Christmas Carol for like, yes, the story's great. I know the story, and it is a classic. It is with like stood the test of time. But I love watching the Muppets version for the music and the humor of it, and the Muppets. But yeah, so I would give it a, like, it, even if I thought the plot was bad, it's still like one of these Christmas traditions that it's like the nostalgia factor is going to outrank me giving a fair judgment of the plot, but it's like, yeah, it would be like anywhere between a B to A depending on how I'm feeling, like in watching it. And then, how likely would you recommend this movie to others?
Yes.
I have. Multiple times.
You did for this.
Yes, I did for this.
You picked this month specifically to watch this movie.
Yes. But like even without this, I know I've told other people. I think I've even told you in the past, like, hey, it is a good Christmas movie to watch. So I recommend this movie. I think this is my favorite Muppets movie.
Okay, I'm glad that we're ending on this note then.
Mainly because I've seen it so many times.
Yeah, but it would be unfortunate if like you did it by release order, like we have for other months, and then we ended on Treasure Island.
Yeah, no, this was a very conscious decision because this literally is coming out Christmas week.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know we swapped another one too. Oh, for Halloween.
Yes. Yeah, They Live and The Thing.
We swapped those two.
Yeah, because we already seen The Thing and we wanted to watch it for Halloween.
And not Halloween.
Yeah.
We watched Halloween first.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we need to share about this. We don't have to, like we already mentioned, the awards show.
And the bookish episode, and then the wheel.
The wheel, which we still have to set up and find a way that we both can see it.
Screenshot should be fine, but that we can handle that offline because we have a little bit of time before we have to jump into that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that is it. So we are going to get into Spoiler Town as soon as I find my timer on my phone. There it is. Timer. Here comes a train. Literally. What? Is that here or there? I don't know. But in 3, 2, 1. I missed the button. There. Toot toot.
Now it's choo-choo time. Got it.
Yes. Nice. We are now in Spoiler Town. So I guess
where would you like to start?
I want to ask you, because you've asked me this, I think, last week and other stuff, and I think it's a fun place to start because the music, all the songs are great. What is your favorite song?
Let me look at the soundtrack again to get names for them.
Mm-hmm.
I had it up. Oh. I think, like what you said. It Feels Like Christmas is a good one. I do think Marley and Marley is just really fun. I will say Thankful Heart was not my favorite. Something about like
with a thankful heart.
Yeah, something about Michael Caine having really interesting acting role and then going, "Thank you." I was like, "Huh." It was a lot for me. I think Marley and Marley is what I'll settle on. Because I think I just do like the two hecklers as characters.
Yes, they are great.
They were very what I forget the word is, but like not underestimated, but like put in kind of a bad role for Treasure Island, where they're literally just the masthead, and I was like underutilized. There you go. But having them be the Marleys was very fun.
Yeah, this is one thing. Like, I think the difference between Christmas Carol and Treasure Island. Treasure Island felt like, hey, these are the personality of these Muppets that we're putting in here, and we're just going to shoehorn them in. While it felt like with Christmas Carol, there was a lot more thought, and like there was still the showing of their personalities, but it wasn't like we have to get these people in.
Yeah, they're not forcing every Muppet into every scene.
Yeah.
But how about you? You started off singing Marley and Marley, right?
Yeah. I Yeah, I think my favorite song, I like them all, honestly, but I think the one that stands out is the Ghost of Christmas. It feels like Christmas. The Ghost of Christmas Present. Like it's, I don't know. It's just got a fun tune. I like it. It's just stinking Ginger Santa feels like Christmas.
He is the most Christmassy Christmas puppet I've ever seen.
Yes,
Like
he was.
he looks a lot like the Ranker and Bass young Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
But more Santa Claus than.
It also, so I don't think I'll be able to get a screenshot of it well, but that song also has one of my favorite like goofs in it, which I'm pretty sure it's in the goof list here. Mm-hmm. So pretty much unlike modern movies where things are shot like on a blue or green screen, all those sets are painted or like pictures, and they're like big, like there's set pieces. Well, they're made in perspective to make it look like the streets go back. Well, when they're doing the closing number and it's the crane shot slowly moving up. If you're watching it, here's Michael Caine, Ghost of Christmas Present, and the camera's pulling out, and there's this couple that walk in front of this house, make a left for them a left, and start walking down this alley. But the song goes on too long, and they walk to the edge of the backdrop. So it's just like they look like these two giants that are just standing in the back. Oh man, I'll see if I can find it if I'm not jibber jabbering for super long, because it is funny. It like if you don't know it's there, like you don't see it.
You wouldn't notice it, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can. Okay. Can I?
I do have a question for you in the Muppets universe of things. So, there are real people and there are Muppets. Are the Muppets seen as other people in their universe, or are they seen as Muppets?
They're seen as how they're portrayed. So, like, Kermit is seen as a frog, Miss Piggy's seen as a pig. Like, they don't like acknowledge that they're puppets, but the thing is, like, their existence isn't like a like horror kind of whole story, because like in the first Muppet movie, the whole thing is like Kermit is sitting in his swamp, and like they want him to like, they're trying to get him, like, I forget what they're trying to do. They're trying to do something with it, like this corporation's trying to get him, and that's when he gathers all the Muppets, and they're just like, no, we want to do our own show. But like Muppets, they're just like another sentient creature in this universe.
Okay.
Yeah, so like the monsters, they're all real. Like all the Muppets you see, like they are like part of this world, and like everyone's just cool with it.
I found them.
Yeah.
I was playing the music video while you were explaining that to me.
Yeah, I had the video up, and I was trying to figure out how to send it.
Yeah, but as Payne explained, that they have, in the front view, you have a lot of the human characters, and like Ghost of Christmas Present, he's just a tall guy, essentially.
Yeah.
But you see them, and it looks like they're at like basically like at door height, right, which is normal. But instead of walking down an alleyway, and you expect people to get smaller if they're walking down an alley, they look the same. So it's almost like they're getting taller as they're walking away. Yes. Just because of how things are painted. So that is a funny goof. And it's fun to find a goof and be able to have a screenshot to like confirm it.
So this goes into the one thing I was like, I'm going to save this for Spoiler Town. And it has to do with the songs. And so I looked it up, and you were asking me, should I watch the extended version, or which do you think I'm going to watch?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I hope the extended. And I was looking it up, like, what's the difference? And then I came back later, and I said, the extended version is the right version.
Which song is cut?
The Love Is Gone?
Oh.
Yes.
Why'd they cut that?
Because, and I looked this up because I heard multiple different stories about it. But the reason why it was cut, and it is a very awkward cut, because it's just like, if you know it's there, it's pretty much, even if you're not there, it's like this, the whole flow is gone, and then the very end of the movie, like, it doesn't make sense why they're singing the song.
Yeah.
But pretty much it's like they sit down, and Elizabeth is telling Scrooge, like, hey, no, we have to talk and everything. And then it just has this awkward cut to where she's like dry face and then just pouring tears. And then and that's when Scrooge is like, Spirit, I don't want to see this anymore. The reason they cut it is when they were doing test audiences, they noticed that children were getting fidgety, not paying attention to the movie when that song came up. So, without really communicating it to Jim Henson, they took it out. And all that, like, and then when it got back to when Jim finally found out, like, he came in and, like, went to the producers, went to everyone, was like, no, we need this song because it like kind of solidifies, and it kind of just, it helps paint this picture of who Scrooge is. And by the time they are like, okay, yes, we agree, disagree, eventually they all agreed, but by the time it took so long that it was already sent out to theaters. So the theatrical release does not have The Love Is Gone. It's in the extended versions, and on Disney Plus, which is where I watched it, it is, which I wish I knew this, you have to go into the bonus features and watch it. But
so
yes.
You had the awkward cut.
Yes, and I hate it because, like,
it feels like, did you know that there's in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, did you know that also has a really sad song in it that's cut for most people? I forget if it was theater release or just like home airing release, but at least in America, a lot of people didn't know there was like this other song that takes place between Charlie getting the ticket, or no, it's before Charlie gets the ticket and he's first walking home to his family from school.
Mm-hmm. And
I think I ended up borrowing a DVD or something like that, and there was an extra like 3 to 4 minutes of him singing sadly while kicking like dirt down this alleyway about like, oh, we're poor, we're always gonna be poor, nothing else is gonna happen in life. And I was like, I've never seen this.
I never seen it either.
Yeah, and then I found out that was cut, at least in America. I don't know if it was like widely cut out of releases. Mm-hmm. But I have friends that, like, that's their favorite movie. I was like, did you know there's a sad song? And they were like, when? I was like, okay. So they did this to us on purpose. It probably was for a similar reason as you said, where it's like, you know, it's a slower emotional part. And they were like, this is for younger people. Just cut it, and then we'll just move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I picked the extended, which was only... It wasn't 30 hours longer.
Yes, that was the joke, if anyone's
3
wondering
minutes
why.
Longer. Yeah.
So, it literally the time of that movie. or that song.
I would have given the plot like a C if that was fully cut when I watched it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do like the idea of I know, like, in the movie, they have, like, Michael Caine hovering over her as she's singing this sad, sad song. And I like the idea of her when she's initially having these feelings. And is like, I feel a presence behind me. It's weird.
Yeah. And then it's just like, it was me the whole time having a spiritual crisis.
Yeah, future me having an existential crisis while you were also having an existential crisis about me.
Oh man.
Don't you own your own firm now? Yeah, but we're broke. Okay, that's what you said last year. Yeah, we're still broke. Okay, well, I'm not getting any younger. He's like, okay, we're broke. I
Yeah.
also wouldn't marry him.
Yeah, in the book, it's just funny. It's just like they have that conversation, and she's like, it's like, yeah, well, we just started the firm and all that stuff. Like, it's like you said that last year. You know what? You just love money more than me, and you know what? I'm done. So, I hope
Valid.
I hope you have that, and you know what? I hope your life sucks because of it. Like it's just, if I heard it right, and it was just like she's like later, and so, um, but yeah, there was that. Excuse me. So, trying to think. Did did you have like a favorite scene in this one, or like that they showed,
Um,
or sequence, or
I don't
line?
know that I have specifically a favorite scene. There were a lot of funny one-liners. Let me see if I have quotes up.
Okay, while you look one up, I can share one of the ones I love quoting a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's so I believe, let's see if I can look if they have his name right here. Yeah, so Sam Eagle, who was um the school teacher, the schoolmaster, and he's like, "Why, Mister Scrooge, your education is going to be as strong as this building." That's when Gonzo and and Rizzo like push all the statues over the busts, and he's like, "I've been meaning to fix that," but that's not the line I like. Where he's like, "Yes, and you will become a successful businessman. It is the American way." And Gonzo has to get him, like, whispers in his ear, "We're in London," pretty much. He's like, "Oh, it is the British way." And it's the line cracks me up so much because it's like he's pretty much he's an American Eagle, so it's just like he's normally like at that time like a super patriotic like symbol in that show, where he's like normally like in red, white, and blue, I think,
Mm-hmm.
for some of the stuff. So he's like known for being like kind of like this the eagle for America. So they put him in that, and he's like, "It is the American way." So, yeah, I don't know. There's that, and then the whole Gonzo and Rizzo scene. It's like Gonzo's like, "We gotta get up we gotta get over there," and he's just like, "Are you gonna catch me?" And then
That was funny, yeah.
and then he's like, "Ah, I left my jelly beans over there. You can fit through the bars the whole time." Yeah. I was like, "What?" So, yeah.
Yeah, I found quotes for another Rizzo and Gonzo scene that I liked, where it's like, talking about, like, I think it's Tiny Tim's family, or no, yeah, and Gonzo's like, "Were you never a lonely child?" And Rizzo's like, "I had
Yes.
1,274 brothers and sisters," and he's like, Gonzo's like, "Well, nope, you don't understand these
You
things."
really don't understand these things. Yeah. Man. Yeah, they all right, so this line I think is fun, 'cause I mentioned it earlier, where it's Kermit's like, "Please, Mr. Scrooge, it's gotten colder, and the bookkeeping staff would like to have an extra shovel full of coal for the fire." And the rat's like, "Yeah, we can't do the bookkeeping. Our pens are turning into inksicles. Our assets are frozen." Scrooge
A
is
lot
like,
of the, yeah.
and Scrooge is like, "How would your bookkeepers suddenly be like to be suddenly unemployed?" And the heat wave. This is my eye. But this was the first time I noticed, because it's like, I think the TV, like the TVs that I watched it, like it wasn't bright enough or whatever. Because when he goes back and he's setting all the gifts, I didn't realize that they were baskets full of coal. that he was putting on all their things. I'm like, that's funny.
It makes a lot of sense for who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will say that I don't know if I specifically had a favorite scene, but I will say that I had a favorite puppet.
Okay.
Do you want to guess which puppet was my favorite?
Was
don't
it?
second guess yourself.
All right. The first one that came to mind was the little orphan bunny.
He is very cute. He where he's singing and
Yeah.
Scrooge is just really mean to him.
That's Michael Caine's favorite. That was the first one that came to mind because I was trying to think through them all, and I'm like,
It's one of the spirits.
okay. Is it all right, well, the only one that's coming to mind is the Christmas present.
Oh,
But
I
I
like
don't think-
Future.
That was like, I'm like, I don't know. It could be either or.
I'm in horror book club. Like,
Yeah. Oh, I know.
give me a creepy guy with no face.
Yes. And not Petey from Mickey Mouse.
The first one is just like, I appreciate the effects that they got for the first one, but every time they zoomed in on the face, I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
scarier to me than the no face one.
Yeah. Apparently that's like a puppet. Like it's a puppet that they like green screen animated stuff with.
That makes sense.
It's not just CGI, yeah.
I know Strider had talked to me about, I think was it Mary Poppins had a different technology other than green screen that was like better than green screen, but it became like a lost art because it was like kept somewhere for a long time, and by the time that they found it, it was one of the crystals or mirrors they used in it was broken, so it was really hard for them to recreate it. So older tech is interesting because we skipped past that and went to CGI, and the 2000s are a rough time for movies. I'll just put it out there.
Yeah.
Like us watching Pan's Labyrinth, we're like, wow, I remember this being a good movie. And then the bug flies by, we go, huh?
I was like, oh,
Yeah,
could
but
be worse.
yeah. Though a lot of the puppets in this were very fun. I do like the little orphan rabbit that tries to sing for a little bit of coin. But I really like just the size and of the future one. And I think I'm also a sucker for like a nonverbal character that is very expressive without having to say anything. So Michael Caine's just like, please tell me what's gonna happen. Is it me? Do they hate me? And it just points. It just points. And I'm like, as he should. It's all self-explanatory. Mr. Scrooge, everyone's cheering about you dying. I don't know why you need us to remind you again.
Yeah. Well, that was something that was interesting because, like, in the book, like when I was reading the book and like watching the movie, I'm like, it's so obviously him. How can it not? Like, how can it be anybody else? And this is when reading the book. Like, I can't. You said you read the book, but it was a while ago, right?
I've seen a lot of different adaptations.
All right. So, like, in the book, it kind of fills out a little bit more, the whole scene. So it's interesting because, like, he goes and, like, in the movie, it's the four pigs that are just like, like, I'll go if they have lunch, like, if they have any money. And it's just like, for us, like, they're obviously talking about you, dude. But it's interesting in there because, excuse me, the Scrooge in the past, he saw himself, and in the present, like, yeah, it's like this is a shadow of like all the stuff, and so it's like, yeah, I'm at home, like there's no there no one's gonna really see me, and this is like me currently. And in the book, it's like, no, it's very obviously they're like talking about you. It's like, how is he not grasping this? And he's like, in the past, I saw myself, and so I have to be here somewhere. And he's showing me like this terrible person, and it was like for us, like the readers, like, no, it's you. But to him, like the logic of it made sense, like within how he was shown things, and everything. And it's actually like the whole scene where they're like, oh, these are his buttons, this, like, all the stuff that the people looted from his house. Like, it doesn't share it in the movie, but they are like the final people. Like, it was the nurse that had to go there to make sure that the body was dead. And like the like pretty much the janitor and the groundskeeper. Like those are the people that are there, and there's like the whole scene of like I think they gave a shirt in the movie. I can't remember. Like they gave a shirt. This in the book they're like, yeah, here's the shirt. I saw it. I set it aside to bring it over here, and then like the coroner or whatever the coroner that came over put it on his body. And I was like, that's too good for someone like you, and took it off his dead body to sell. And it's like, and just left the body, like, and the body's like in his bed. And so like, yeah, I took his shirt and his like, whatever it was, the curtain, his bed curtains. And like, there was something else that like she took as well. It's like, while the dude's just laying there, it's like, who's going to stop me? And so, yeah, so it has like all that, and like it goes from there to where it's like Scrooge is shown his dead body in his bed, but it's like because everything was taken out in that shadow, like he doesn't recognize his own room because like it was looted by these people, and his body's covered, and he pretty much like freaks out and chickens out because it's like he doesn't have experience with dead bodies right there, and the featured fast is like, do it, like he's just pointing, and it's just and it's like yeah, he doesn't have a face, but he's gleefully pointing and laugh like silently, like having joy, like, do it, loser, look at the body. And then Scrooge is like, show me something good, and that's when he takes them to, I forget where they take him, but yeah, it was it's like something that I'm like, yeah, that was definitely toned down a little bit, but for the for the movie, but it makes sense.
Right.
But yeah, it was. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I'm trying to remember some of the. I don't know. Do you have any questions off the top of your head for?
Not particularly. Like, it. I mean, I'm glad to hear that for the most part. You said ordering. I guess I'll ask you that. You said some of the ordering is a bit different, but it flows better as a movie for Muppets.
Yeah. The only ordering, like, pretty much. So there's a scene that there's a part that they take out in the Christmas Past. All right, so let's start from that. Pretty much the beginning of the movie is pretty much one for one. Okay. Where he walks to the thing. I don't think we learn who Bob Cratchit is really until Christmas Present, if I remember correctly.
Okay, it doesn't open with them at work. Okay.
It does open at work, but it's everyone that's coming into the office. So it's like it has his nephew coming in. And that's the start of the book. His nephew's coming in, and then the people asking for charity, they come in, and there's the interaction with, because I don't think I could just be misremembering, but I don't think they named Bob Cratchit then, but they named like his workers and saying how they want to have off like for Christmas, and it's pretty much same line for line. Okay. And he gives it to them, and the street urchin, I think that happens while he's like closer to his house, if I remember correctly. But it's all within that early moment. Like there's a kid that is singing Christmas carols. Like, can I have a donation? He's like, heck with you. Like,
that makes sense that would probably be the same in the book.
Yeah. And then the door knocker was the same. Like pretty much like the whole first chunk of the movie. The only time it kind of changes a little bit is the Marleys, because there's only one Marley, and there's a lot more horror in the book, I think you would enjoy the book,
Okay.
honestly. So I won't go into super big details, but it's like, so I'll stop going part by part because there's a pretty neat scene, as I said earlier, like where there's all these ghosts and stuff around there. Um, but besides that, there's like an extra scene or two, in Christmas Past, that got cut, but it doesn't really. I don't think it affects the whole movie. It just kind of shows a little bit of his family life, and then there's like a scene in there that I'm like, because I was listening to it at work, there was some like work is noisy, and so I think I missed some of the setup, but it was kind of it's a very dark and like kind of weird, like I didn't hear the beginning of how that scene started, and I'm like, I don't really know if I want to go back and find out the context and all that. I'm like, and it's like it almost feels a little bit out of place, but that it's not in. Yeah, so like it's there's that, and then Christmas present. I I think they switched Bob Cratchit and his nephew's scenes
Okay.
because he stays at that party a lot longer in the book.
Oh, where he meets the lady.
No, 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 no. Christmas present. So when
Oh,
he
that
goes to his
party. Okay.
nephew, and it's like, and the thing that's about that, like that when they show that scene where they're like, oh, it's Ebenezer Scrooge, and they're like, exactly, and like Michael Caine, he's like, he almost looks like hurt. In the book, he loves it. Like he's like cackling and laughing and all that stuff. Like it's two different. He's like, I am, yeah, I am
It
worse than a
me.
bear and a beast. He's like, it's like, yeah, you got it.
So it's kind of so more Grinch-like then,
Yeah,
where the Grinch is like, yeah, that's who I am. I'm the guy that everybody hates in this
yeah,
town.
and it's just it's funny because it's like he does like he says that he gets swept along in there even though nobody can see him, and but like to the point where it's just like he's like, yeah, I get it, and I believe those two scenes are switched, but it's like there's that, and then
Because
I,
yeah, you said party. I forgot that there was the whole charades bit with the nephew throwing a party for himself versus
yeah,
the not Fozzie, but
yeah,
close name in the book
mm-hmm.
party.
Yeah, and then the ending has, like, as I kind of explained briefly, like, but as Gonzo says at the end of the thing, it's like, hey, if you like the movie, read the book, and I agree. I think, like, if money is tight, there are free adaptations on YouTube, which is where I listened to it. And then
Yeah, like you say, like an audiobook.
yeah, and yeah, because I think it's open source now, or open source.
Public
Yeah,
property.
public domain.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's I do think it's worth reading. It's a classic. And I know sometimes, like I know Hop and I talked about this multiple times on the podcast, where classics can be a little scary because of like languages and stuff. Like some books feel like, yeah, we said, when was this? When did we say it was written?
You
I
said
know,
18 something.
yeah, 1843, and there's like bits and pieces in there that are like terms that are just like, what is that, or like what is it saying there? But there's still like lines in there that's like we still say today. So it's like and not like because it's the Christmas Carol and we quote the Christmas Carol. It's like just terms and phrases that like have withstood the test of time. So I do think it's an easier read of a classic work, and it shows why it's made its way from 1843. But Yeah, we said quotes. The timer went off. I'm just trying to see. Oh, this we didn't share this. Um, I think I shared this with you in the beginning. But so Sir Michael Caine. There's two. I'm gonna combine two things here. Uh, that's something else that's interesting right there. Um, so he considers the role of Scrooge to be one of his most memorable, which I'll agree. I didn't
It's a very
realize.
good, yeah.
It's like, so, and then before production began, Sir Michael Caine told the producer and director Brian Henson, uh, in quotes here, "I'm going to play this movie like I'm working with the Royal Shakespeare Company. I will never wink. I will never do anything Muppety. I'm going to play Scrooge as if it's an utterly dramatic role, and there's no puppets around me." And Henson said, "Yes, bang on." Which I just realized this, and I think I knew it, but halfway through production, Sir Michael Caine realized that this was Brian Henson's directorial debut and was deeply impressed. And I didn't realize that was his first movie. There was also something you asked me. Okay. So, in the end of this movie, or in the beginning, I forget if it's the beginning or the end, they say, "Hey, this is in memory of Jim Henson." To where someone, what was the YouTube comment?
I forget which clip it is, but the YouTube comment was on one of the clips of when they were walking back, and I keep on to say Michael Caine. Ebenezer Scrooge is like, "Why are we back at his house? Please tell me Tiny Tim's okay." And it's like, it's a kids movie, so it's more implied than explicitly stated that, Kermit picked out the grave for Tiny Tim. And one of the comments is this a tribute to Jim Henson? And it's like, he did pass, but this is in the book. And I was like 99% sure Tiny Tim passes away in the story
Yeah.
in that Christmas future.
Yes, he does. And Jim Henson, he died in May of 1990. And yeah, if I remember correctly, he died of like something that was very easily treatable. And he just let it go too long. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Trouble breathing. Blah, blah, blah. He's taking a taxi. Yeah, and then he was rushing to there. That's right. He had, I don't know how to pronounce this, but I think it was just strep throat. Like, he had a very extreme aggressive
the
case.
infection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, they like, he didn't, it was something like he didn't take the medicine, or didn't, like, he took medicine but it didn't like fully hit, and like there was other things that they talk about it more in Street Gang, which I know I said it before. It's, I still think, even after watching these movies, it is a very good history on Sesame Street, and goes a little bit into the Muppets because they kind of do go hand in hand. But yeah, Jim Henson, who definitely was the creative vision and force behind all this. It's just learning about all the people you don't hear from there. But yeah, so I think I also saw briefly that it was like pretty much after Jim Henson died, one of the producers or something came up to Brian Henson. I was like, "Hey, let's do one more thing, like in honor of your father," I think it was, and let's do the greatest story of all time, like greatest Christmas story, and that's kind of what had the ball rolling. So, yeah.
So much facts, so much knowledge.
I like Muppets. It's no surprise. I like Muppets. I like practical effects. I don't necessarily enjoy the what is happening in modern media.
With the Muppets specifically?
No, just in general. I I should say I don't think every movie should lead into a universe.
Oh, okay. There's a Muppets extended universe now.
Oh, there always was a Muppets universe, I think, but it's like there's Muppet Babies, there's Muppets, there's probably a Muppets Teens. They pretty much Disney got their hands on Muppets and they did that. And that was before Avengers and all that stuff. I'm just talking about when I say media, I just mean like this pretty much what is coming out now.
Oh,
Like,
okay. I thought you were
in
meaning
general.
specifically like modern Muppets. There's
No,
something about it.
I don't.
Because I know I asked you about Kermit and Miss Piggy, and you're like, well, modern Muppets has them be a different kind of couple than they usually are.
Yes, they're divorced.
Gasp.
Yeah. So, and it's I don't know, and it's from what I saw. Like I didn't watch the new Muppets thing, but because I think I don't know how The Office works, but I think they did like The Office but with Muppets, and but Miss Piggy and Kermit like have to work together because of the Muppets name. Mm-hmm. And so like they were married in Muppets real life, and then I think when they're like on screen they're still kind of playing a married couple, but like off screen they're just like like it is like I don't know. It's pretty much like yes, Miss Piggy like throughout her whole thing is like trying to think of the best word is more like an aggressive character, where you see a little bits and pieces of it in this one, but she's just like there's a very like famous scene in one of her movies where it's like the Muppets all get captured by these group of like thugs pretty much, and she gets on a motorcycle, drives all the way through New York, goes off like a ramp or something through a cathedral stained glass window, and proceeds to beat up all the thugs and rip the bars off all the jail. Like, that's just who her character is. And she's, like, doing it all because it's like, Kermit, you're here, you need my help. Oh, yeah, I guess everyone else is here, too. And then so it's like, it goes from, like, that to, like, she's just like, no, don't want anything to do with you. And Kermit's just, like, on the verge of like smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol. It's like from all the clips I've seen. I don't know if the show's different, but I'm like, it also came out at a time when I didn't really like watching TV. And
That's fair.
so it could be different. It could be something that was like just the story they were telling, but I'm like, wasn't super interested in it. I like the old movies, but yeah, it be what it be. As I think I tell myself when I know a lot of like things kind of get remade for modern audiences, I kind of have to remind myself they're not made for me. So they're made for like the things of my childhood that get remade now. It's like they're not made for me, they're made for the kids of today.
Yeah. I mean, like, what was it? Someone sent me a picture of what the bananas and pajamas look like now, and it's horrifying.
I didn't know they came back.
They're 3D animated now, of
that
course,
makes sense.
right?
Yeah.
The picture I was sent was a little bit different. In a different one, they look really emaciated.
Mm-hmm.
But I would not be friends with these guys. They do not look like my friendly bananas and pajamas.
I agree.
I don't know if they even really look like bananas anymore.
Yeah.
Something about them having like bright lips takes it away from me.
Okay, so the lips thing reminds me. This is I don't even remember if you remember that you said this years ago. Because this was another streamer friend of ours that doesn't stream anymore. I think her name was, I know her name, but I don't remember her full stream. I think it was Daisy Dollop.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
And we were doing something for charity, and I remember we were all on a stream together, or like in a call together, and you were saying pretty much, well, hold on, let me say the reason why I remembered this whole thing was I was watching this video. This guy, he's a fitness guy on TikTok. He hates V-Shred. He made me laugh with a couple of his scenes, his TikToks. But he was going on about something, and it's stitched with this other guy. And he's like, no, I totally agree. Like, if you lose fat, you're losing it from your whole body, not just your stomach.
Okay.
He's like, but I have a question. It's like, and the guy who's yelling is known for having a big mustache. And he's like, how does that thing work? Like, is it hiding, like, your upper lip? Is it, like, does it get stuck? Like, does it get all, like, in there, like, in your mouth? Does it make it itchy? He's like, his whole question was like, how does your mustache work? But the whole thing was just like, is your mustache hiding your lips? Reminded me of something you said where it was just like, to Daisy, like, it's like, yeah, white people, they don't even have an upper lip. And I'm like, I remember, like, just because I was in the call just sitting there, I was like, well, I don't even, it's like, I guess I'll have to go check to find out if I have an upper lip later. I don't even pay attention to that. But it was just like, yeah, I just remember, like, it was just that video just reminded me when, like, the three of us, I don't know if there was another person in the call, and it was just, I don't remember the context of the conversation, but you two were just going on and just, that was what came out. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I know what I'm going to go find out if I have, because I have beard and mustache. It's a little bit less because I did shave today.
Gasp.
Don't look at my lips.
We've gone fully off topic. Is it time to say goodbye to the people?
Probably. It's, yeah, the love is gone, just like most people's lips now. I just found out that Amazon owns IMDb.
They own too much.
Yeah, I just looked down, and, like, as I scrolled to the bottom just talking, and I looked, I'm like, it just says an Amazon company.
What did that? Because is X-Ray powered by IMDb? I don't know if you've ever watched something on Prime.
I have.
Because the first time I watched The Lighthouse, I was spoiled because I paused it and I went, "That's not his name."
Yeah, I believe so.
But in any case, before we get distracted again, thank you, everyone. If you listen this far, especially so because we've gone over a whole bunch of topics. But I hope you guys enjoyed the last two episodes where Itisdpayne was the encyclopedia for us, because I am not the Muppets expert. He is.
Expert is loosely used.
So we have our awards ceremony for the next episode. And the episode following that is us going to be talking about books and our reads of 2025. And then we'll be hopping into spinning wheels for movies in 2026. So always appreciate you listening, especially if you made it this far. Anything else you want to tell the people?
When Rizzo was selling Red Delicious apples, it was a breed that was developed in 1880s. Since the film is set in that time period, they used whatever props were available and can be seen as deliberate. Did I know that? No, it's just where my screen was stuck on trivia. or goofs. Oh, incorrectly regarded as goofs. That thing. I didn't realize that was a whole section. But no, I don't got anything else. So, yeah. Prepare for the reward show as whatever we call our little fake awards that we're handing out. I know I threw out a joke name, I think, like a couple weeks ago. But that's neither here nor there. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And until next time, peace.